What's up, guys? Charles Mamadiva here, MaxVALoan.com. I'm here with a special guest, Terrell Wright. He's an Air Force veteran, real estate agent with the Lloyd Mice Realty Group.
Yes, sir.
That's a mouthful. At Coldwell Banker, and Terrell's hitting it real hard. He's doing very well, and I wanted him to come in today and talk about the topic of strategies for sellers to sell their home in what's kind of becoming a buyer's market.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Talk to us about that. What's on your mind?
Well, first, what I do for my clients in listing appointments is, first and foremost, I want them to be realistic. Be realistic with the current environment and the current housing rates and market and what's going on in today's news. I also let them know that, hey, be negotiable, Be able to communicate, be able to negotiate, because right now it is turning into a buyer's market, and buyers are getting things like seller's credits and things like that.
And when you say realistic, to some sellers that might come across offensive.
Yes,
like,
sir.
hey, the tone of that, just playing devil's advocate, the tone of that might come across like, hey, are you telling me to drop my price and give away the farm? How do you convey the realistic aspect of it to a seller?
Well, I mean, I'm not telling them to drop their price. I just advise my clients to come in competitively. I would rather have a bidding war than have a house that's sitting on the market for 60, 90 days because we priced it too high.
Are you starting to see more of that? Houses sitting because they're overpriced?
A lot of that. People
Really?
are still stuck in the, pre-COVID days of getting, 20, 30 offers at a time, $50,000 over asking price. But the realistic is that's not happening anymore.
Yeah. Well, that went through all the way through 2021 and a little bit of 2022, and then it faded away, right?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
And so you're having to have conversations with these sellers. Is it fair to say that most sellers today are selling because they have to, not because they really want to? Is that fair to say?
It's kind of hard to say. I mean, you get a mix of both worlds. You get those people that have to sell because of life changes. We're getting a lot of people that are moving out of state. It all depends. It all depends. Yes, sir.
We're talking here about buyers being, for want of a better word, reasonable, right?
Yes, sir.
Flexible, negotiating. How about the buyers? I'm sorry, the sellers we're talking about.
Yes, sir.
How about the buyers? What's their mindset got to be in this situation?
Well, the buyers, I feel like, at this point you can get what you want, be
Really?
picky,
Okay.
And that's why you have a good real estate agent on your team,
Yeah.
For me, I don't pressure my buyers into any home. I let them be picky and because I want them to find what they like. And right now, you're not having to rush and hurry up and put in offers. Right now, you can take your time and find that perfect home for you.
How does that conversation go, Terrell, where they're like, hey, my cousin, my dad, my uncle, whoever told me, hey, the rates were 2.5%, in 2021. Now you're at 5.5%, you're at 6%, 30 and fixed. Maybe I should wait for the rates to come back down. I mean, that is the conversation, the elephant in the room. How are you tackling that?
I mean, I think we talked about this last time. I tell my clients, marry the house, date the rate.
Yeah.
The rates always change. With the higher interest rates right now, we're getting homes for really good prices. So worry about the price that you're paying for your home. And if you can brunt and budget that high interest rate for a couple of years, refinance.
Gotcha.
Good to go.
So is it fair to say that if you're buying when the rates are a little bit higher than what we're used to, the chances are the prices are lower than what they were, right?
Yes, sir. So if they wait till the interest rates go down, I mean, they're going to be buying a house at a higher price.
Right.
So it depends on how you look at it, but it all evens out. I mean, it all works itself
Let's
out.
talk about buy downs. That was one of the topics that we touched on before. And we were talking here about sellers doing what they got to do to sell the house, and buyers, what are they looking for to pull the trigger, right? What's that thing that's going to tip them over the edge and make them pull the trigger and buy the house? And you can't escape the fact that buy downs are a big deal.
It is.
Tell us what you've seen.
Well, I mean, it's just a good option to get those that are kind of on the fence to put them in a home. If they are on the fence because of the high interest rates, I mean, the 2-1 buy down is just a good option for them to take. Yes, sir.
If I was a seller and I was committed to a purchase out of state, for example, and I'm on my way out of here, I'm going to wherever I'm going to, and I get a low ball offer. What are you going to advise me as a seller to do? I'm committed over here, so the clock's ticking, right? I got to get out of here, or I might lose that opportunity over there. And here I'm facing a much lower offer than maybe what I was expecting or wanting. What are you telling me?
Well, first, it depends on their financial situation. Could they carry 2 mortgages? Could we possibly, if you don't want to sell in this environment because of the offers are coming in too low, have you ever thought of property management? Did you want to turn it into a rental instead of selling now? Make it some type of residual income for you to help on that property that you're buying out of state.
That's a great idea, because then that's the long-term play, right?
Yes, sir.
However, then the only time I guess that wouldn't work is if they had to get the money out of the house to put over there, right? But
Yes,
even that has other options, right? They could possibly do an equity line of credit, pull the money out.
Yes, sir.
What do you say to someone that says, well, I don't want to be a landlord. I don't want to be the landlord. What are you saying to those people?
I mean, I guess it is one of those things that somebody has to want to do. Definitely, it's not for everyone because you have to deal with different personalities. But I mean, with the right property management, I would refer you. I have a couple of really good property management companies that I could refer to my clients, and I mean, let them do what they do best.
So we're recording this at the very end of January 2023. I feel like we just came out of a bloodbath as far as the market and interest rates and the shock factor.
I mean, things have definitely slowed down.
Right, and media fear, which has not helped. But people are still buying houses.
They still are buying
houses. Are being formed.
Yes.
People are getting together. So what's your gospel message to people that are sitting on the fence? This fence of should I sell now, and this other fence should I buy now? What are you saying to those people?
Okay, on those 2 fences, let's see. Okay, those that are wanting on the fence to sell, I would say if you're looking to sell, this is the time to sell. You don't want to wait any longer because prices are just going to go down even further. I feel like prices are going down even further. And if you're looking to buy, I wouldn't not buy out of fear of the interest rate. You know, if you can budget, find a house that you can afford. And if you can budget with the high interest rate now, just find the house at a good price, marry the house, date the rate.
Affordability.
Yes,
and
sir.
if I may add to what you're saying, what's the alternative if they're renting? Is that really attractive? Rents are not going down, are they?
I mean, rents aren't going down. Rents are constantly going up year over year, 10%?
I'm
close
pretty sure.
to it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, why pay someone else's mortgage?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a funny situation, the dynamics of it. Here we are, say I'm a would-be buyer. I'm sitting here, I'm watching the market. My uncle's telling me, no, there's going to be a crash. Don't buy. You know, my sister's cousin's telling me, jump in. And here I am, every minute that I'm sitting here thinking about it, I'm cutting a fat check to a landlord that I'm never going to see anything out of.
Nothing.
Not a nickel. It's not even helping my credit because it's not being reported on my credit report more than likely. I don't think we convey that enough.
Not enough at all. I mean, reach out to a reputable real estate agent like myself. You know, with me and my partners, we got 40 years of experience under our belt. I mean, and we take from A to B. You know, we don't. We like to get people exactly where they want to be and help them along that way. You know,
good to go. Terrell's information's on the screen. You guys should reach out to him to get some help buying or selling a home. I do want to close with this, Terrell. Of course, you're a veteran. You've got a soft spot for military buyers, especially. How are VA buyers being dealt with in this market? What's in it for them? What's the advantage or disadvantage of what's going on from a VA buyer perspective?
For my VA buyers right now, I mean, the VA loan is the best leverage you can have right now. I mean, you can really start a real estate empire with your VA loan if properly used correctly. You can definitely start a real estate empire.
I was talking to a gentleman the other day that got out of the Marine Corps, and he's adamant that he does not want to buy a single family home. He wants to buy a duplex.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's smart. I don't know what he read or who he's been watching, but I didn't. I mean, I wasn't opposed to it. I was like, that's great because the chances are you can buy a property. It's going to be priced higher than a single family home. But when you take that payment, somebody else is going to pay a big chunk. And
Yes,
rents
sir.
are, like you said, rents are not going down; they're going up.
Yes, sir.
I don't think he's going to have a hard time keeping that thing rented.
No, sir.
What an opportunity! And he can buy that with no money.
He sounds
down.
smart. Yeah, he sounds very smart.
So all of you veterans, of course, by veteran we mean National Guard, reservists, active duty,
Yes, sir.
spouses of deceased veterans. All of you guys and girls, you have the ability to purchase a multi-family home
Yes, sir.
with no money down,
Up to 4 units.
up to 4 units. Fill the other units, collect rent from that, and you could probably get close to not having an out-of-pocket payment.
At all.
I think that could
rent
happen.
free.
I mean, what if you're
Rent
coming
free.
out of pocket?
It is
$1,000?
happening.
It's happening.
It is happening.
$1,000 a month.
It is happening.
Would you be okay with living in California for $1,000 a month out of pocket while somebody else is paying that thing down? What an opportunity!
Yes, sir.
Our veterans are not taking advantage of that enough.
They are now.
They are starting to see it.
If they listening to me, they are. I mean, I'm pushing them all the
Good.
time. Yeah.
Good to go.
I wish somebody did that with me.
Yeah,
But,
yeah,
hey,
yeah. No, absolutely. I'm glad you came in today. Thanks for
Yes, sir. Hey, I
the
appreciate
wisdom.
you having me.
Yeah, of course. We'll be doing more with Terrell. You'll see him more. And if you guys are watching this, I'm Charles Van Mediva. Patriot Pacific Financial Corp is our company. My branding is maxvaloan.com. And thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.